All right, here with Hill Coach Andy Kees. Andy, obviously not a good night for you guys tonight, but I mean Beckley can do that to you.
Yeah, I mean we know what they are defensively. They're super disciplined. They don't give you easy shots. They make you work for everything you get. They shoot the basketball really, really well. I thought they come out and hit a couple of key shots to get them started tonight. And we battled early with them, but um, our defense was not what it needed to be to stay in the game long enough. And good team like Beckley, if you don't have disciplined defense, then they make you pay for it.
I know you did a lot of prep on this game, but one thing you might not have seen on film was the way that their freshman, number 52, Isaiah Jones, played tonight. I mean, I thought you really did a good job getting them started. I think he had three-point plays in the first quarter and a half.
Yeah, and they were looking for the mismatches and our switches, and we're a team that switches quite a bit. But we have guys who can guard the interior and the post, and he's a big guy. You can see he's getting better with each game he plays, and I saw that on film, to him improving, and now they're feeding the ball a little bit. And we don't have the biggest team in the world, so we have to defend the post. Trying to get out in front of people and helping on the backside. Trying to limit people's touches, and we didn't do a very good job of that. When he gets touches and he's that deep down in the basket, then he has a good opportunity to score, or we got to foul him.
Everything's going pretty good. You're up 14-11. Then they went on a 15-0 run. Maybe some of the stuff you just mentioned was what was going on at that point. They had a 15-0 run, and that really kind of changed the game.
Yeah,
went from up 14-11
sure.
to down.
Yeah, and I
12.
thought we come out and we played pretty good. I mean, our intensity was what it needed to be. We could have defended a little bit better, but we were getting good shots at the rim. We were scoring. We was taking care of the basketball. And I can find patterns in the first 6 or so games of the season here that kind of been our downfall, and it's the lack of ability to play complementary basketball. We talk about it a lot, so we have to back up good offense with good defense and good defense with good offense, all while maintaining and valuing possession of the basketball and those phases, and rebounding. And when we come up short in any area, then that's when you see teams go on runs, and we just got to be more disciplined on both sides of the ball, and we know we're working towards the things, and we've got a group that's kind of learning as we go and on the job, but we got to do better playing complementary basketball.
A pretty good job. You would have. I think you would say a pretty good job by your guys on Preston Clare. He didn't have the typical game. He's a 20-point a game scorer. You didn't get that tonight. Did you think you did a good job on him?
I did. But, and we talked about this, it was the same thing in the last time we played Beckley. Whenever you work to defend people, you kind of put emphasis on certain people, and I think Preston is a really good place to start with them, because he can shoot the ball, he can drive, he can get paint touches, he's strong. And so when we talk about defensive game planning and strategy against people, especially against Beckley, it started with Clary. And, again, I challenged Ivan, and I thought he did a really nice job. We wanted to make him put the ball on the ground, don't leave him open, contest his three-point shots. But when you take away one strength, then you usually give somebody an opportunity on the backside. And I thought a couple of their players did a good job of knocking down shots. And then, we gave up some post entries to the big guy down there. But we did a pretty decent job on Preston.
What do you think you'll have to do to turn it around? Because I think you've got some pretty good players.
Yeah, I mean, we can't go through periods and have lapses defensively and then back that up with turnovers offensively. And, we've played some really good basketball teams to start this season, some good quality opponents. And whenever you have deficiencies on one side of the court, then it really, really sticks out. And we got to keep working to kind of, be more disciplined defensively. We can't have quarters where we give up 20 points a game on assignments, lacking in areas that, we work on all the time in practice. And, shot selection is very key for us, and we got multiple guys who can score for us. I've kind of liked the way we've shared the ball thus far during the season, but we'll have lapses where we turn the ball over at a high rate. And you can't back those things up back-to-back and expect to come back in basketball games and come back from 12 and 15 and 20-point deficits when you dig yourself that kind of hole. And I told him after the game, we got to figure out a way to play 32 minutes of basketball if we want to start winning these games versus good teams.
What's the health of your team? I know Brent Conley missed a game, but he was back tonight. What's the health like?
It's not great, but I'm sure every team's dealing with issues when it comes to basketball-related injuries. We got some guys who are pretty banged up, but I'm thankful that they wanted to play tonight. They wanted to tough it out. I tell my guys all the time, this is it's a privilege to be able to play and coach in this game against Beckley. It's a rivalry that's been going on for a long time, and they're aware of what's at stake, and they probably could have sat a little bit longer to get healthier, but they wanted to dress and play, and we had those conversations. And we've been preaching toughness with this group, and they wanted to exhibit it, and I'm proud of them for at least trying to do that.
As a coach, that has to make you happy that you see guys that, they could have said, well, we only won a game now, we could sit a little bit more. What's that tell you about your team moving forward, that these guys are willing to sacrifice and put it out there, especially against a rival team?
Well, we have to be able to show perseverance. That's what athletics is when you get down or you're injured, and you're in a tough spot, you got to be able to overcome those things. And that's been part of my messaging since I've been here as the head coach, is learning how to be mentally and physically tough. We talk about it every single day, and my kids are buying in, and we celebrate toughness. And I did have a few guys that were pretty beat up, but there's a lot at stake, and big time players want to play in big time games. And I had a couple guys who wanted to be available for this game, and they persevered, and I know it was tough for them. But we're just getting started. Thankfully there was no further injuries, so we'll get back on it and play even more.
Hey, Andy, always appreciate the time, man. Thank you.